Life, man, life. Welcome to life. Welcome to life, where you experience loss and grief and beauty and joy and excitement and depression and anxiety and pain and suffering and happiness and connection and gratitude and love. What more can I say, man? Are you gonna sign up for it? Are you gonna sign up for it? Well, you already have. Welcome. This is me welcoming me. This is you welcoming you. Wow, man. Wow. Oh my God. Look at what's going on, bro. Look at what's going on. Like, things are happening. You're walking down the street. There are other people walking down the street. What the fuck? What is going on, man? What the fuck? Oh my God. Wow, dude. Like, is this not astonishing? Is this not astonishing? Is it not astonishing? That it's like this one being. I mean, this can be one way of looking at it. This one being, this one reality being expressed in seemingly multiple beings. Seemingly separate beings. But this one being within these seemingly separate beings forgets itself as that one being, that one reality, and starts to think and believe and feel that it is the separate one, the separate being. I think laughing, laughing. I think laughing is an important thing on this path. There have been times when I've just like, no, it happens like very frequently now, but when it like first started to happen, it was quite enjoyable. What I mean is, like, you know, sometimes I'll be like in my kitchen late at night and I'll just be like just staring at the kitchen and I'll just like burst out into laughter. Just like because it's such a cosmic joke that it's like when you go on the spiritual path, it's like I'm looking for the truth. I'm looking for the truth. I'm like, I gotta find it. And you have those moments. Whoa, fire truck. Oh, fire truck. You have these moments where you realize the seeking is so futile and so like nonsensical, because obviously you already are what you already are. And so there's moments where you just like laugh out loud because you're like, wait a minute, like, what am I doing here? What am I seeking? Like, I already am what I am. Like, here I am right now. Like, you know, when you go on this search for like truth or enlightenment or whatever you want to think about it, however you want to think about it, it's like, oh, it's this thing somewhere out of reach. There's this thing out of reach, and it's out of reach in time. It exists like in time. It exists in the future, or it's something that I have to learn about or learn some skills to acquire some skills to reach the truth or whatever. And certainly it can be helpful. Like, I'm not knocking that. Like, certainly do some meditation. Like, but also at the same time, it's like it's here now, always. It's like there's two pitfalls on the spiritual path. I heard Frank Yang talk about this. I think go check out Frank Yang. He's my top inspiration. He's a fucking G, brother. Love that guy. He said in a podcast, 2 pitfalls on the spiritual path. One is thinking that you're not already enlightened. The second one is thinking that you are enlightened. Yeah. Exist in those two. Be like, I'm already enlightened. Oh, but there's further to go, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's always, I think, deepening and refining of your understanding of your whatever. But, you know, truth is truth. Here is here. Anyway, what am I talking about? Well, yeah, it's astounding that I don't know. It's astounding. Like, it's, I don't know what to say. I don't know. It's just a very liberating view to have. This view of seeing that all these people that you interact with or walk past, and all these animals as well. It's such a liberating view to see that who this being really is yourself. That the being behind the eyes of someone else is the same being behind your own eyes. The same being that moves. Motion. The same being. Look at these cars. And it's like, here's another liberating view. You can shift your identity to motion. All motion. All motion. All phenomena. All happening. You can shift your identity to all happening. So it's like, I am the sound of my voice. I am the breeze of the wind. I am the cars going by. I am being in motion itself. But, you know, I'm just spitting out some ideas here. Just, you know, play around with identity. You can shift your identity to different things. And that is a really liberating view to hold, a really compassionate view to hold, where it's like, I am the being that expresses everything. So it's like, you know, it's like you're on the bus or something, and you know, you're sitting down and you're looking at everybody else on the bus, and it's like, I am the being that moves everybody's body. And there's no like individual self that is moving all the bodies. That is moving each body. It's just making any sense, I don't know. And this is a liberating and compassionate view also because to have this view, it means to realize that nothing's wrong, that nobody is at fault, nobody's to blame. You're not to blame for any things, or nobody else is to blame. Like, it's just this being, this reality happening by itself, interacting with itself, and even all the thoughts you have and desires and whatever is happening by itself. And so there's no actually doership or agency. So how could anything be of anyone's fault? And how could anything need how could there be any wrong that needs to be made right? You know, and again, you know, it's like, you know, do your best to be the most like loving and compassionate in the world. Do what you can to be, you know, skillful in your morality and whatever. But you know, so like I said, this is like a view, to hold this view, this like perception, this kind of fabrication. Because this is really interesting. It's like, I used to think like, and I think many people think it's like, enlightenment is this view, but not as a view. It's like, enlightenment is the truth that, you know, the truth of oneness, you know, this kind of thing. But I think that actually it's a view, it's a fabrication of the mind. Because again, like, it's not always the case, is it? It's like, in my own experience, sometimes like I feel like I'm a separate being interacting with another separate being. Sometimes it feels like I'm like everything. And it feels like I'm like this awareness that is like in all directions and the same being, whatever. And it's like this expansive thing. And then there are other times where it feels like a solipsistic viewpoint, where it's like, okay, this experience is just like this private bubble and no one else exists, and it's just this, whatever I'm experiencing. But all these are like, yeah, they're fabrications. They're it's meaning created by the mind, and then it like paints that meaning onto raw sensate experience. It like paints you know what I mean? So this is really interesting because this is why you can't really talk about what truth actually is, because whatever you say about it is just meaning that you can paint over onto raw sensate experience. And even saying raw sensate experience is still giving meaning to raw sensate experience. So, I don't know, man, like, this is just my thoughts about it. I'm not saying believe me or take this on board, or I'm just giving some thoughts. Because, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to understand what the fuck this is as well, you know. I'm not completed, but I hope that I'm giving that this can be valuable to some people anyway. So there's a great teacher called Rob Babaya. He's not alive anymore, but he's a great teacher, man. Check him out. I highly recommend him. Rob Babaya. Rob B-U... Wait, what is it? B-U-R-E-A. No, wait. You know what I mean? B-U-R-B-E-A. I don't know. Something like that. Rob Babaya. He wrote a book called Seeing That Freeze. So he talks about like skillful fabrication. And so it's like, how do you want to fabricate your reality? How do you want to see things? What's the most skillful thing? What's the most compassionate thing? What's the most helpful thing? What's the most alive thing for you to fabricate? What's the most, you know, you can choose. So, and another thing that I want to talk about is this is another thing that this is another thing Rob Babaya talked about in one of his lectures or whatever. He talked about this this kind of triad of, if that's even the right word, of this like dependently arising triad of like self, time, and like thing. And it's like these can't actually exist on their own. They actually all depend on each other. Think of it like this, right? Think of, bro, I'll give you a fucking demonstration. So, alright, so, demonstration time. Let me set this up. Bear with me. So, I'm getting some sticks, right? Alright, so we got some sticks here, right? I'm gonna, just bear with me, wait, here we go. Hang on a second. Okay, so I got some sticks here, right? If I put them like this, like a kind of teepee, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but if I do that, fuck, I don't know if this is gonna work. And this might actually ruin my what I'm about to say. Whatever, it's not working, but let's just say, okay, so there's like this teepee, right? Let's just say that is holding up. let's just say that it is. So there's that teepee. Each stick So one stick is self, another is time, another is like a thing or like action. And if you take away one of them, then the other two collapse. So what I'm trying to say here is that self-time and thing, or self-time, I can't actually remember what Robert Bale was talking about, but self-time and thing, or self-time and like action, doing, they all depend on each other. So if you take away one, the other two collapse. And so whenever you have a self, whenever you have a sense of self, that also brings into existence a sense of time and a sense of doing, a sense of like thing. So it's like, here's myself and here's do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But this is interesting because you can come at all three sides from this. So it's like, you can try and deconstruct time, or you can deconstruct the self, or you can deconstruct the sense of a thing, or the sense of, happening. I don't know if I'm explaining this right at all, because I actually haven't thought about this in a while, but I just thought it was interesting to talk about. But I mean, like, take this example, it's like, okay, it's like, I've got an appointment. It's like, oh yeah, I've got an appointment and I'm late to the appointment and I've got to rush. Already you're creating this sense of a self that is going through time to get to this thing called an appointment. And you're fabricating this sense of self where it's like, oh, this urgent self, like, shit, I'm late to this appointment. Oh no, that means I'm this way. And then there's this time that you've drawn out, this sense of time where it's like, I've got to be quick, blah, blah, blah. And then this thing called an appointment. But you're all like creating those senses. You're creating those fabrications. And so when you kind of lessen either one of those, the others lessen as well, and there's less suffering. Because we all know when it's like, oh shit, I got this like big thing that I got to do tomorrow, and it's like you feel anxious, and it's because you're fabricating this sense of time, when actually it's like you don't actually need to do that. And is that the most skillful thing? And again, like, sometimes it feels out of your control, but nevertheless, Anyway, just some ideas. So I think that's all I got to say for you in this video today. Come join our online community, the Truth Playground, top link in the description. This is a place where we can all talk about this together and connect. And I was originally going to switch it to a paid community, a monthly membership, once I had like 10 people in there, but I've got over 10 people in there now. But I'm not ready to switch it to paid just yet, because there's some things there's some features I still want to add to this, and I still want to like make it a bit more lively and something that just has a bit more value. But I will be switching to paid in a couple of weeks or so. So if this is something you've been thinking about, come join now. as it's free now, because it won't be in the future. But anybody who's in there at the moment, you'll be free for life. You won't have to pay, and anybody who joins now will not have to pay. But again, in a couple of weeks, it'll be like a monthly fee of, I don't know, not much, monthly fee or something. This is just how I'm supporting myself and continuing to create the things that I want to create and the things that are giving value to people. So this is just how I'm supporting myself with that. And again, I want to make this space, this truth playground, I want to make it like something that's valuable for people and that actually helps people with things. So if you're considering joining, come join now to get it for free. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.